Namaste. A warm and heartfelt welcome. Thank you so much for choosing to be here today. My name is Kristyn Rose. Welcome to my channel if you are new. If you have been practicing with me for some time, welcome back. In today's video, this will be a short and sweet asana clinic, really an experiential asana clinic to explore Garudasana, eagle pose. This is one of my favorite standing balancing postures to really help facilitate a deep sense of groundedness through the feet, through the lower half of the body, as well as a sense of expansion through the upper half. So you might think of it like expanding outwards in all directions from the core of your being. This posture really focuses on encouraging focus, concentration, and balance. And in an asymmetrical posture, such as Garudasana, we will be exploring this pose from one side to the other. So I really invite you to just be open, to have a little bit of fun, and to know that if you fall over, that's okay too. We fall over in life all of the time, so we are bound to fall over sometimes in Yoga Asana. So I invite you to just begin by coming to your mat. I sometimes really enjoy practicing outdoors, taking my feet right into the earth. So if that's available to you, this is a beautiful opportunity to explore that. And I'd like to weave in just one sort of preparatory posture known as Utkatasana, chair pose. So we'll just begin by bringing the feet hip width. And now, depending on the anatomy of your own hips, you can explore chair pose Utkatasana with the feet hip width, knees bent, or you can bring the big toes and the knees to touch. So there's a little gap between your heels, gentle internal rotation in the hip joints. And as you drop the hips back and low, you can decide what variation feels best in your body. And as you bend the knees, drop the hips back, sweep the arms forward and up, and begin to notice your breath. Now you might imagine as if you are trying to sit down and into a chair that someone's maybe not so generously pulling out from beneath you. And so see if you can bring all of your weight into your heels, drop your hips a little lower. Good. And then even let your toes become light. So you might wiggle the toes. So all of the weight into your heels, and then gently press into the outer edges of your feet. Feel yourself hug muscle to bone around the hips. See if you can lift your heart a little bit higher. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Be here for 5 more breaths, so breathing deeply. Really starting to cultivate that sense of strength, groundedness, connection between earth and body, a strong, solid foundation. When you feel complete, hands to heart, Anjali Mudra, extend the legs, come to stand. And just take a few breaths here. Notice, sense, and feel what's present. And then once again, find your center with the feet hip width. And we'll come into Garudasana, eagle pose, with a transition through chair. So when you're ready, bend the knees, drop the hips back and low. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, Utkatasana. And then take the arms out nice and wide. Open up the chest. Good. And then sweep the right arm underneath the left. Give yourself a nice big hug. Knees are generously bent. Reach your fingertips towards your midline. So if you're reaching towards your heart space. Now you can stay here or explore eagle arms. So you can take the backs of the forearms and the backs of the hands to touch. Or if it's accessible to you, wrap the forearms around one another so you come palm to palm. If you're exploring eagle arms, knees bend, gently lift the fingertips up. So you feel that spaciousness across the back of your heart between the shoulder blades. Breathing here. And you can stay here or shift your weight over and into the left foot and bend the right knee, lift the right heel up. You can stay there Or you can come into full variation eagle, cross the right knee over the left. If it's more accessible to you, you can even wrap the legs around so you can tuck the right foot in behind the left calf. Find a drishti, a still point. Focus your gaze, stay with your breath. Even nudge your pelvis forward a little bit and your heart back so you find that alignment. Maybe drop your hips lower, fingertips higher. Rooting down, rising up. Breathe. When you feel complete, unravel the arms. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. You might lift the right knee up and into the chest. Exhale, hands to heart, come back to your center. Close in through the eyes, scan awareness through the body, and just notice how you feel. Maybe notice if there's a difference between left and right side body. If not, that's okay too. You might notice a sense of wakefulness, this invigorating, standing, balancing pose. Then we'll come to the other side. Arms down by your sides. Utkatasana. Chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips back and low, sweep the arms all the way up. Inhale. Good. Exhale, take the arms out wide. So we come to the other side. Doesn't matter which side you explored first, as long as you're coming to the other side. If you're with me, left arm under right, give yourself a hug. And you can stay here or explore your variation of eagle arms. So you can choose. If you have eagle arms, lift the fingertips. Breathe into the space around the back of the heart. Good. And on this side, shift your weight over and into the right foot, bend the left knee. Stay there, across the left knee over the right. Notice if this side feels different. Finding that alignment, this wringing out effect. See if you can even attempt to bring the forearms and the shins into alignment at your center. Stay with your drishti. Deepen your breath. See if you can soften into this shape. Posture that enhances focus, concentration, balance, resiliency. When you feel complete, unravel the arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. Left knee up and into the chest if that calls to you. And exhale, come back down to your center. Notice, sense, and feel. And so you may have witnessed that one side feels a little bit different than the other. Personally, my balance is always a little bit stronger, a little bit more refined on my right side body as I'm right side dominant. We all have a dominant side. This is our human nature. So you may have just newly discovered your dominant side. If so, great. But it really just invites us to honor our bodies and to know how and when to make modifications or variations from one side to the other. And if you fall out of a posture, a standing pose, that's okay. Come back into it. It's all part of the journey. I really hope that you enjoyed this mini experiential asana clinic to explore eagle pose, Garudasana or Garudasana. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know how you feel, what you would like to see more of, and stay tuned for many more asana clinics coming to you soon.